Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to start off this next project. We're going to start it off by first setting up the environment. Today I want to do it by installing some stuff from the Unity Asset Store. So that's how we're going to start it off. So the Unity Asset Store is a place where we can get a bunch of different things from Unity. Maybe different 3D objects, maybe audio. So let's kind of browse around through it. You might be a little familiar. So let's just search. So they have the staff picks. Let's check out what's Sam Yam. She's a YouTube creator too. And here's some of the assets that she's kind of, what's it called? Endorsing? Promoting? So when you click on an asset, it'll tell you the name. It'll have like a short video about it for most of them. Maybe detailing how it's used, then different images of it. Then if you scroll down, you'll be able to read the overview, which gives info on the asset, the package contents, so the actual makeup of the asset, and this shows the folder layout. So it'll all come within this one folder, which is good because this way, animations, audio, these folder names are kind of common names. This way, it's all encapsulated within this one folder, so it doesn't overwrite anything. Um, Go to releases, might be different versions. Anyway, so what I would like for us to do is to install something or get an asset to help build our environment. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to 3D because that's what we want. And they have subcategories here to make it easier, or you could just search it right here. I'm gonna go to subcategory, I'm gonna say environments, and then I'm gonna scroll down to pricing, and I'm gonna say free assets. So there's a bunch of different ones to choose from, and feel free to choose whichever one you want. But I have one like pre-selected. But basically what you would do is click whichever one you like, and then you would click add to my assets. So the one I'll say, let's do this one together. It's called Low Poly Forest Environment Package. So you could search it if you didn't already see it. This is the one that I was using. So I already clicked add to my assets. There'll be a pop-up on the screen, so I'll do it for this one. You'll want to click accept when you feel comfortable. And then this will pop up, open Unity or go to my assets. You can click either or. Let's say go to my assets. And of course you have to be logged in to do this, so log into Unity first. And then here's a list of all the assets that I've downloaded or got from the asset store. So anyways, we're here right now, so now let's go back to Unity and let's get those assets. So we want to go to package manager, so window package manager, and then so window package manager, here's package manager, and then you want to click packages. You might be right here. You want to click this and go to my assets, and you should be looking for low poly forest environment package. If you don't see that there, then you might have to refresh, so click the refresh list. And if this isn't showing up for you, then maybe you're not signed in. So you'll want to be signed in through the Unity Hub. So let me pull that up. So you'll know you're signed in if you see your name or like your initials in the top left. If you don't see that, then you would just click sign in and go through the sign in steps. Okay, cool. So the next thing you'll want to do is you'll want to click download. So it'll look like this for you. You want to click download. You can see how the size of it, make sure it's not too big. So you can click download. It'll give you a progress bar. And then it's going to take a little while. I guess looking at this one, after you click download, then the import button will be activated and you want to click import. Let's see if this is there yet. Okay, and then after you do that, let's click import. There'll be a pop-up window that comes. So prepares the package. Everything. So let me just do a flashback. So when you import, you're going to see a pop-up like this, allowing you to choose which of the files and folders that you want to actually import. You can click all, click none, select which ones you want, and then click import. Right. And now you would have, now if you go into your assets folder right here, you'll be able to see the folder that all that came into, which is Free Dimension Forge. So let's look at the important stuff. So let's click into these folders. And here we have all the important folders and files for this asset. You have animations for different animations in the scene or for the objects. Materials, remember materials are what gives objects its colors. Meshes, that's like the actual shape of an object. Particles, post-processing, we'll get to that stuff later. Prefabs, prefabs are important. Let's see. So a prefab is a copy of a game object that is stored in the folders. Let's see. Yes, a copy of a game object that can be duplicated in the scene, and it becomes a prefab when you store it within the assets folder. So within this folder, somewhere within that folder. So let's go back to prefabs. Prefabs are good because during the game, perhaps you want an object to spawn or instantiate. Yeah, let's say spawn into the game as a part of the gameplay or as a part of your simulation. Like let's say maybe rain from a cloud, or like raindrops. Maybe raindrops are an important part of the game, or like avatars. Like maybe you want these types of things to spawn at certain times, but you don't necessarily want them to be preloaded into the scene already because you never know how many there'll be or things like that. So you want to keep it in your assets folder and then you spawn them off as you need them. So then we have scenes. That's where the demo scenes are for this asset, and then textures. So texture is an image, right, that you could apply to a material, and then that material will be applied to the object. I believe. So we'll get into that later. Oh, but it looks like you can drag a texture to an object and it'll automatically give it a material to attach itself to. Nice. And then I'll add it to the albedo property of that material. Nice. Okay. Anyways, so that's that. So let's look at the test scene. Let's see what that looks like. Save. And if you don't see anything, maybe you're not focused on where everything is. Like your scene view perspective is just not where everything is. You could zoom out, but a better way is to click one of these objects. So select it and then move your mouse into the scene view, then click F and it'll take you there to where the object is. So I'm gonna zoom out. It's like, what is this? I guess this is kind of just showing us everything. So let's see. Okay. So I'm gonna move my game view over. So I can get like a cooler view. I'm gonna go to where my camera's at. Then I'm gonna just move my camera around. Kind of see things a bit closer. It kind of looks the same either way. Looks the same in the scene view. Okay, cool. So we checked that out. Now let's check out the other demo. So we're in showcase. Let's look at demo scene. And let's click play, see what happens. Nice, so it just rotates it. Cool. Okay, so nothing wrong with that. Now what I want you all to do, so let's go back to our scene. So we can go to assets, go to scenes, and I named mine project. Yours might be named sample scene by default. Now let's go back to assets and let's go into the asset that we imported. Let's go to prefabs, and here we can see all the stuff that are a part of that asset that we downloaded. And let's build us like a nice little environment. So in this project, we'll need a little bit of space. So don't make it too closed off. You want to be able to walk around a little bit. And you'll want there to be a little bit of light. You don't want it to be dark. So that's pretty much it, but just make it how you would think it should be made. Make it look nice. Or to your liking. But you move stuff around. You stretch stuff out. So this is a scale tool, but you could also use the rect tool. Sometimes it makes it easier to extend an object. So I'm gonna click the rect tool and you can see that I can move something just in one direction. When I scale it, it'll move uh, in both directions. Like, see, if I were to click scale, it shrinks it on the left and right side. But anyways, feel free to do that. Um, Maybe you want to add a link. So when you want to bring a prefab in, you just click it and drag it in the scene, or you could click and drag it into the hierarchy, and just click it, and you should see those. You should see that it highlighted in the scene. But if you don't, then you can just click it and press F. Click it, move your cursor into the scene, then press F. Oh, wow. Yeah, so don't have the text highlighted. But yeah, have it selected, press F, and then that'll be where it is. You might want to move it to where everything else is. So you could do that just by using the move tool. You could use the transform settings to the right. Or you could see where your stuff is, the stuff that was already there. Like look at its position. And then you could say click these three dots, copy position. I'm gonna say position in the world. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with this, but this time I'm gonna paste it. Paste position. Let's see, and now I see where it is. It's below the ground. So I'm gonna raise it up. Oh, and it kind of messed up the scale. So I'm gonna get the scale right. Nice. And let's say I want to increase its size. So these three, and yeah. And then let's say I want to move this. So yeah, so just play around with it, make it look nice, and you can get other prefabs if you want, or other assets from the asset store. And this is what I'll be asking for this class. For next class, we'll make our character and we'll have it move around the scene. Nice. So feel free to let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, there we go. Thank you.